December 27th, 2020. That date. That freaking date. Only bad memories show up in my head when I remember that day. I was a JoJo fan, like any other. Oh, I so loved the anime, but I didn't read the manga. My favorite part was part 3. I loved stands. I got excited to find out I could play a game based on this part. Want to know the game? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Heritage for the Future. At first I searched up the game, and I found the PS1 version. I bought it, got it, and enjoyed it. Then I found out there's a better version of this game, the arcade version. However, arcades are expensive as hell, so I looked up an alternative, and I found out about Fightcade. I installed it, I got the ROM, I played it, and I loved it. Some weeks passed, and now we're on December 27th. On this fateful day, I decided to check my email, and I saw a message from a friend telling me about a special ROM. My pal, Fast Giga Dog, someone I knew since 5th grade, sent me the same ROM, but he told me about being careful about it. But why would I be careful with something so trivial? It's just a ROM, right? I didn't care. I downloaded it, and right as I was about to close my emails, I received another one. I didn't read the name in time before it got deleted, but the message was saying, big mistake. Big mistake. Huh. The message got deleted right after I read it. Strange. So I did the process of replacing my old ROMs with a new one. Usually my PC warns me about replacing a file. However, this time, the pop-up appears saying, "Are you ready to accept your fate?" You have two options: replace and abort. Between the two options, I clicked replace. The ROM was now in my ROMs folder. So I boot up Fightcade, and the lobby is redder than usual. No longer is there a purple tint aesthetic, but a more so bloody red. It must be a new update, I thought to myself. How naive I was. That didn't really bother me at the time, though, until I saw that there was no one. Only me. Very strange. At this time of the day, there should be at least 100 people? It was 7 p.m. in there, so maybe I was in the wrong lobby. I tried to search up another lobby and there was no options. Only JoJo Ban. Well, might as well play this alone. I tried /play, and yes, the game worked. A pop-up showed, and I thought it was a PAL mod warning, but in it was written, "Object number 4915 missing." Odd, but the game worked. Pretty game, good title screen. Normally either Vanilla Ice would show up for the demo, but instead there was just the title of a game. I inserted a coin and I pressed start, and I heard Shadow Dio's laugh. This ROM must be ROM hacked, I thought. Continued, Darby appeared showing 3 cards, and the same music as always. But the 3 cards they showed was Story, Challenge, and EXEC. I already know Dio's ending in story mode, and challenge mode was too hard for me, so I got curious to see what EXEC was. Scrolled there, and Darby said execution. I could pick any character, so I picked my main, Dio. However, after I selected Dio, I could pick the player's character? I picked Jotaro. The match begins with a final round fight, and the first thing I notice is Dio is with his jacket. Yay! I finally got Jacket Dio, and I enjoyed it because I didn't like his high version instead. But Jotaro was looking down, with 1 pixel of his health left. Normally, Jotaro is always facing forward in front of him. Over here, he looked down, with his cap blocking his eyes. I could control Dio, but not Jotaro, so I walked up to Jotaro and did knives. Jotaro died in this version with way more blood than there should be. It could just be some edgy ROM hack, I thought. Besides, it has jacket Dio, so what's there to lose? So I won, and there was no windscreen. Instead, I just got to this character select screen again, but I couldn't pick a Jotaro for my opponent. Whenever I tried to pick him, the game skipped him and chose another character. Huh. Well, I picked Whole Horse and same thing before. Final round, fight. This time Hole was in the ground, looking scared to see Dio. I wondered to myself what would happen if I let the time run out. So I waited. The results were surprising. Instead of a timeout and a blue screen appearing, it said, "You had time to do the right thing. Instead, you chose mercy. I will not do the same." I got confused and flustered. I tried to do an input, but it didn't work. I tried to close the game window and nothing happened. I tried to close Fightcade and nothing happened. Getting desperate, I was about to call someone, but I noticed I got an email on my phone. It was from a username I simply couldn't read due to how glitchy the letters were. The email was saying, "You chose poorly." I tried to ignore it and called my friend who sent me the ROM he picked up, but that wasn't him. That ROM wasn't his. He didn't send it to me. He hasn't touched his PC all day. But I look back to my PC. It has went back to normal, with a JoJo window on the character select screen. The twist here being that the number 6 for the secret characters become number 7. Cool. A new secret character. I thought to myself, turns out the secret character was a photo of my friend. I choose him, and a scream could be heard. This time, the sprite of my friend was a photo of him tied up in the chair. I got freaked out, but I couldn't control Dio. I walked up to the sprite of my friend, not in control, and Dio did knives again. Right as the knives touched him, Fightcade crashed and I couldn't open it again. This was not a massive coincidence. I tried talking to my friend with the email again, but no one answered. I went to sleep and the next day I saw police cars going around the streets. I got a feeling that I should check it out. So I did. After a few minutes of walking, I found my friend's house. A lot of cops were guarding the entrance, so I asked what happened. The kid had over 20 stab wounds in his body, and he couldn't survive. His body was tied in the chair when we found him. Who could have done this?